what we started with was a box that had everything you need to cook a tasty dinner for 5 people. All the ingredients, the oils, the spices were in the box, everything cooked in 30 minutes in one pot. And then we sold them for $15. They were SNAP eligible, so you could use your food stamps to buy them. And we would go to different farmers markets and set up there and see if people wanted to buy them. And for the most part, they didn't. But then we would go to other farmers markets and, we would sell some. And then the next year I said, all right, these farmers markets we'll do 1 or 2, but I don't feel like this is working. And we started setting up outside of community centers, which we were able to do because I had made partnerships. I had built relationships with many of these people who either had their kids at YMCAs, Boys and Girls Clubs, or worked there. And they said, yeah, sure. You want to come up and set a table and sell your meal kits? Go ahead. And we were getting more traction there. And the following year we did that again. And I had to make a really hard decision, which was to not go back to Mattapan. For a lot of reasons, we really weren't getting much traction in Mattapan. Our kids weren't the best fit for the population that was there. And it was really hard for me to leave this community that we had started and had spent so much time and built so many relationships with. I literally last night, I had a phone call with the farmer's market manager in Mattapan. She called me up just to chat about much different things. And to move on to that next stage, but we had to recognize when things weren't working. And on the heels of that, it's this balance of believing in yourself and being stubborn and putting everything that you can into it, and then being aware of what's not working. And I think it was in about October of 2019 where I sat down with Kevin and we said, look, this isn't working. We're not getting a ton of traction. I think here are some things that, would be glimpses of success and promise. And if we don't hit, one of these things between October and December, we're going to shut the business down. And it was a very sobering conversation, but it was, we needed to have that. And by December, we had actually hit, I think, 3 of the 5 goals that we had set out for. And it was really great. And it breathed new life into what we were doing. And we kind of figured out some better ways to do things. And so to talk about one of Suraj's favorite things, that's why OKRs are really important. We had these goals that were very objective, yes or no. We said, all right, we've got to either close a round or be selling more than this many kits, or we've got to get into Mass Challenge, or whatever it was. We had these goals. And it wasn't subjective. It was like, we've either done them or not.
What's important in a startup is the recognition that you're going to have so many failures, so many times that you have to pick yourself up and figure out what was right about what you were doing before and what was wrong. Because when you figure out what you're doing wrong, that gives you the opportunity to change, and that gives you the opportunity to pivot and to find the next success. And I think that over the past 2 years, with all of the support we've had from BonBillo, from the other mentors that we've been able to connect with, from learning to focus on those kernels of truth, those insights that really are, first of all, the motivation why all of us are involved with EatWell, but secondarily, the fundamental impact that we're trying to have as an organization, has always been the basis of not just what we look to when we need to pick ourselves back up,